Previously on Squad Sprint.
Round 5 of the championship here at Hockenheim. Can Veloce Esports win on pole position at his home circuit? Let's find out as the lights go out and we are racing. Esports up the inside of Primero for the second lap in a row. He outbreaks himself. Arava goes up the inside of the two of them. Esports and Primero into the wall. Ben just about avoids it. Brilliant stuff. This is what we love to see in the squad sprint. Danny on the outside. On the inside is Sargent. Look how late on the brakes Danny is. Almost into the back of Ben. Sally on the inside. Incredible racing, and Storm has won the race. That's 4 different winners in 5 races. Veloce Storm with a big win to increase his points tally in the championship. Hello everyone and welcome along to round number 6 of the Veloce Esports Squad Sprint. We're here at Formula One's traditional season opener, the Australian Grand Prix here in Melbourne. The racetrack, at 5.3 kilometres in length and with 16 turns, takes place on the public roads surrounding the Albert Park Lake. Formula One first came here back in 1996 and it has been popular amongst the drivers and fans ever since its inclusion. Well, we had a fantastic race last time out in Germany. I'm sure we can expect more of the same today for round 6 of the championship as we go thrashing around the public roads surrounding the Albert Park Lake. Let's take a look at today's starting grid. Once again, Alexander Doniaden starts on pole. He has Joe Eterno-Wilkes for company on the front row. Tom starts third, Arava starts fourth. They're together again on the grid. Primero lines up P5. Jack Brimo-McConnell is alongside in 6th. Row 4, Tom Storm Lartelo. The winner last time out starts from 7th. Flying Finn is 8th. Veloce James had a poor race last time out. He'll be looking to bounce back from 9th. Photon is 10th. Tiamat Marduk, the home favourite, lines up 11th with Formula Danny 12th. And starting at the back of the grid, the championship leader, Veloce Alonso in P13. Well, we're always keen to hear your thoughts at Veloce Esports. Let us know in the comment section below which track you want to go to for the season finale. Anyway, we're on board with Veloce Doniaden on pole for the 3rd successive race. Can he finally get a favourable result as the 5 lights go out and round 6s go down under? Doniaden leads down towards turn 1. Look at Veloce James. He's had a fantastic getaway already from P9 up into P5 as they go through turn 1. Joe running a little bit wide and slowing across the track into a slide. That allows James to move up to P4. And now he's attacking Storm round the outside. The race winner in Hockenheim, and James has made light work of him, and immediately the E-Rock champion moves up into P3. Ferrari 1-2 up front, and here goes Tom on Doniaden. He's through. Slight contact there, and I think Doniaden lost the rear and went for a spin because he's disappeared on the minimap down through the order. Back on board with James, who's picking up so many places on this opening lap. He's up to P2 already. Attacking Tom as they go through turn 9. And on past the Albert Park Lake, which sits on the right hand side of the track. Into the slipstream goes James. Tom's giving him the squeeze. He's going down the inside. Great racing between the pair. Somehow they make it through the high speed chicane. James coming back for more through the slight right hander and down towards the braking zone. James has got the inside line and he's got the lead. Veloce James takes the lead away from Tom. Great racing between the two, and the E-Rock champion takes the lead and kicks up a little bit of dirt in the process. Replay from the start, on board with Veloce Primero. Through turn 1, losing a couple of places, and there's Joe going off, taking Primero with him, and into a big accident there for Primero. That's a real shame for the Norwegian, and he rejoins in 8th place. On board with Arava, who just couldn't get off the line. Goodness me. Really struggling with traction control there, Arava, and his high starting position is lost immediately as all sorts of carnage goes on in front of us. And Arava there clipping, I think it was Brembo. He was going for a spin. And Arava dropping down the order. This is Tiamat Marduk, the home favourite. And he wipes out one of the championship contenders, Sonj, at the start. And that's a shame for the Aussie fans watching on at his home race. Things not going well for Ben as we go back live with the action. Tom, who's just been overtaken by Veloce James. Into the first corner they go at the start of the second lap. And Tom's at a big tank slapper. He's going to go wide. Is he going to keep it all together? No, he's not. He's going to go spinning. Into the wall he goes. And Tom throws away what looked like potentially a strong result. Now, look at Formula Danny and Doniaden. Just about it. With the most evasive action you'll ever see. Avoiding the spinning car of Tom. And Danny passes Doniaden as a result. Arava now recovering from that opening lap disaster as Tom retires from the race. He's P8 at the moment, chasing down Donny Den, who runs a little bit wide. Anova trying down the inside of Donny Den, thinks better of it and remains behind him in P8 on lap 2 out of 5. We go back to Tiamat Marduk, the home favourite, currently in P10. Only 1 point on offer for him. The Force India driver gaining on the back of Veloce Storm. As we go further up the field to Primero, who himself was involved in a lot of the action at the start. We've got quite a stretched out field as a result of the carnage in the opening lap or two. And next up, Formula Danny on the radar. Primero going to have to get really defensive. Formula Danny, we know, esport god in Formula 1. The runner-up in the esports series last year. One of the best out there as he attacks Primero, who's trying his best to defend through the final couple of corners. And Danny's tapped Primero into a spin. Deary me, Danny, dirty, dirty. And Primero, for the second time, has been sent spinning in this race, and he drops outside the points as Ben takes full advantage, as does Anova, as does Storm. Ben now up into 9th place, and Storm runs a little bit wide, rejoins the track, and Ben takes the place. Another place gain for the Aussie. Well, it was a poor start for him, but it's starting to go right here, down under in Melbourne for round 6 of the championship. On board with Veloce James. He's got a 1.6 second lead over Sally in second. Now these two should be relatively evenly matched in pace, so it'll be interesting to see if Sally can catch him as we go back on board with Anova, P7 at the moment. Lap 3 out of 5 here at Albert Park. Donny Den, the next car up the road. He's got Ben right behind him in 8th, who also has got Veloce Storm, the race winner in Germany, not too far behind him as well. Down towards that high-speed chicane. It really is a fantastic corner, not one you would expect to see on public roads. It really isn't. You don't see that often on street tracks, but it is a fantastic corner. As we go back on board with Veloce Primero, attacking Storm, going down the outside, slight contact there, and he runs a little bit wide, and Storm clings onto P9. Aggressive on the brakes there was Primero, and he couldn't quite get the move done. Back on board with Anova, still in P7 with Donny Den in front. Donny Den finally getting a chance at some points here this season. Is he going to cling on to those points as we start lap number 4 out of 5? He is 6th, Anova is 7th, and Tiamat Marduk is 8th. Anova with a bit of a slide there. Is that going to propel Ben onto his tail? Not quite, I thought he'd be closer. And Anova stays in P7 for now, but a hairy moment there on the exit of turn 2 could quite easily have done what Tom did earlier on in the race and gone into the wall. So Anova 7th, Tiamat Marduk 8th at the moment, still out front. Veloce James leading, on course for what would be his first win of the season as Anova slides again, and Ben's closing in on him. He's basically pushing him through the corner, and he's going to go side by side with Anova. These two met on the racetrack in France and collided. They won't collide this time. Ben makes the move, or will they? Here comes Anova back again. Great racing between the pair. They do make contact. Was that a slight lag touch? I'm not sure. Into the chicane they go, and Ben has got it complete, and now Anova's getting a big shove there from Veloce Storm. They're in the middle of the road, and here comes Primero, bang, straight into the back of him, and the three of them make huge contact there. And I've got to say, if this wasn't in a virtual world, Primero would probably have taken off on a Qantas flight straight out of Albert Park. That was a huge incident. Anyway, back on board with Sally, P2 at the moment. 3 seconds ahead of Photon. Sorry, on board with James, not Sally. Goodness me, he's out front. Veloce Donny Den though, P6. 6.9 off Formula Danny. Just shows you how big the field spread is in this race, given the number of incidents. As we start the final lap. Tiamat Marduk, P7. Can he gain any more positions before the end of this Grand Prix? He has been on a recovery drive after the spin at the start, where he ran wide and spun on the grass. So far so good. He's going to get 6 World Championship points for his efforts. As we go back to Formula Danny, who's running low on fuel, as you can see on the right hand side there. P5 for him at the moment. His championship rival Sonch is ahead of him on the road, so that's not good news for Danny. As we go back on board with James, not Sally, James, who is leading this race and looks like he is going to earn his first win of the season and make it 5 different winners from the opening 6 races. The E-Rock champion showing that he can race on Formula 1 as well. Rounding the final couple of corners, the Haas driver, Sally, chasing him all the way. But it's going to be Veloce James winning here at Albert Park, Melbourne, in round 6 of the championship. Sally is second, and Photon brings it home in P3. On board with Donny Aden, who's bidding for his first points of the season. He's holding up Ben in P7. The home fans cheering Ben on in 7th. Don't think he's going to get there. It's going to be Donny Aden that finishes in P6. Formula Danny ahead of that in P5. There is the full results of the race. Veloce James gets his first win of the season, 25 points in the bag. Sally Siltunk is second, 18 points in the bag for him. And Sonch comes home in third, probably due to Photon having a time penalty. Photon fourth, Formula Danny fifth, the two Hungarians fourth and fifth. Alexander Donny then 8 points on the board, first points of the season for him. And Tiamat Marek, the home favourite, comes home in 7th after an earlier spin. Much better for him in the second half of the race. Arva comes home in P8 with 4 points. Camero finishes in 9th. And Brembo, even though he spun earlier on, also gets a point in 10th. The driver standings, Sonch on top with 99 points. He has now opened up a 17-point lead over Formula Danny in second. Veloce James bringing himself back into play after that mistake in the last race, or the spin I should say, in the last race with that win. He's third in the standings with 78 points. Sally, 71 points on the board, he's yet to win. Tiamat Marek drops down to 5th in the standings with 68. Photon's got 66 in 6th place. Storm is in 7th with 31. Quite a gap between 6th and 7th. Brembo's in 8th. Primero sits 9th with 26 points. And Arava is 10th with 22. Tom is 11th with 18. Joe Eternal Wilkes has got 9 points. Alexander Donaden lifts himself off the bottom with 8 points. Niren's got 1. And Joy Isa Harris is yet to score.
Next time, round 7, Hungary.